When it comes to looking for a luxury compact SUV, look no further than the 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge. The vehicle that we're looking at today is the Twin Ultimate, which is the top trim of the XC40 Recharge. MSRP for the XC40 Recharge starts at about $52,795, but the one we're testing today maxed out at about $59,245. The exterior of this 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge has actually been discontinued for 2023. This was known as Denim Blue, which looks really nice. These wheels are 20-inch 5 V-spoke diamond cut alloy wheels, which look really nice as well. And what's also great about the XC40 Recharge is that it comes with full LED headlights, taillights, as well as fog lights. And of course, the XC40 Recharge also comes standard with that Thor's Hammer inspired daylight running light that has become a signature across Volvo's lineup. Now, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is the 2022 model year of the XC40 Recharge. Going to the 23 model year, there are some exterior differences, but overall the vehicles still look very similar on the outside. I've always been a big fan of what Volvo has done with their vehicles, especially with their newer vehicles. The proportions and the design language of the XC40 Recharge is pretty much identical to what the concept was that was unveiled back in the late 2010s. But overall, the vehicle still looks futuristic, it looks classic, and I really think that the exterior design of the XC40 Recharge is a big win for this vehicle. Now, one downside of the exterior XC40 Recharge, the taillights look really nice. I really like the housing design. However, the brake light as well as the blinkers are halogen. I really hope moving forward they go with an LED style, so just bear that in mind. Those are the only halogen lights on the vehicle.
Let's hop into the interior here of the XC40 Recharge. Right away, you're greeted with a very dark but also very modern looking interior. I like the great setup here on the speaker, which are the 13 speaker 600 watt Harman Kardon premium sound system, which sounds absolutely incredible here in this vehicle. Now, these are the Microtech seats that are kind of like a suede-like material. I like the piping and the accent stitching in white. It looks really clean, really modern. The seats are extremely comfortable. The passenger and driver are fully powered. They are heated, and then also the driver has a memory function as well. Looking here at the dashboard, it's a really clean design, and I really like the center console with the infotainment. You have a few button choices here for the infotainment as well, wireless charging, great cup holders, a great size storage compartment here in the center console, and you also do have a trash can, which I think is really cool. This is the typical key fob that you'll find in any of the Volvo products with unlock, lock, and then also for your option for the alarm and powered tailgate. Now here, looking at the rest of the seats, they are really comfortable, very wide range of adjustment as well. And just because the interior is dark, I really like this panel roof that opens as well. It brings in quite a lot of natural light here into this dark interior. But I think that this is a great overall package here in the interior. I really like the way this Volvo is designed, and it's really clean and modern. And I really like some of these accents that you have here on the dashboard. Now, this is the 9-inch vertical touchscreen with Sensus navigation. It does have Apple CarPlay. It is using Android Automotive, but doesn't really have Android Auto per se. Now, you can see the 360 camera is one of the features here on the XC40. You also do have the Pilot Assist package that is included here in this vehicle, which offers a wide range of options and safety features as well. You do get 4 years of subscriptions to Google Automotive Services too. Let's go into the back seat here of the XC40 Recharge. Now, you do have the same type of materials that you have up front, except for you don't have the aluminum accented piece that you have in the door cards, which I kind of wish Volvo would have included, but you do have some nice storage there. You also do have some mat pockets behind the seats. You have 2 USB ports, and you also have some air vents as well. But I think this is overall a great place to be, even though this is one of the smaller vehicles that Volvo offers. Whether you are short or tall, you will have great amount of leg, head, and hip room here in the back seat of the Volvo, so it's a great, comfortable place to be.
Cargo space is pretty generous in the XC40 Recharge. It's not the largest that we've seen in this class, but due to that boxy shape of the exterior, it does offer a lot of vertical room as well, and there is under the floor cargo space. So overall, it is pretty practical, but just bear in mind it's not going to be the largest that you can find on the market. Now, those people who are fans of frunks or front trunks will be happy to hear that the XC40 Recharge does offer one. Even though it is on the smaller side, it is large enough to carry your charging cables, so just bear that in mind. It is somewhat practical, but not the largest on the market. Now let's talk about some charging and battery specs. First off, the XC40 Recharge offers a usable 75 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is good for about 223 miles. Charging, the XC40 Recharge maxes out at a green 6 or 150 kilowatts, which will take you from 10 to 80% in about 37 minutes.
So now for driving impressions of the 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge.
And already first impressions, the interior is really well made and the seats are super comfortable. So we're excited to see how it hits the road, hit the bumps.
Hits the bumps. I love how as soon as you put your foot on the brake and you put it into gear, it turns on.
Yeah, that's a really nice feature. That is one nice feature that a lot of drivers are looking for, is easeability with turning on and off the vehicle. A lot of vehicles, you have the push button, which is kind of nice that Volvo decided to go away with that. You just have to keep the key fob in the car.
What's nice too is as we're reversing, we'll have some B-roll of this too. You can option in the 360 camera, so you can easily park and maneuver as you need to.
Well, first impressions with the windows up, it is super quiet in here.
Really quiet.
Now, we have been told that the one-pedal driving of the XC40 Recharge is one of the best in the industry, and we are big fans of one-pedal driving, so we will definitely be testing that today.
What I love about Volvos, though, and this goes also for Polestars too, I love the digital instrument cluster that has your maps right in front of you. That's like one of my favorite features of Volvos.
Yeah, and one great thing about the Volvo too is that it has Google Auto, or actually Android Auto, embedded directly into the operating system of the vehicle. So it's all Android, Google based, and what's nice is Tyler just mentioned the digital cluster shows you all the information you need in an easy to read readout. That's definitely a big plus for the Recharge.
It's actually we're only doing like 36, but it's really quiet in here actually.
Yeah, that actually surprises me that we're going 36. It's so quiet in here that you don't even really notice how fast you're going, which could be a good thing.
Or a bad thing.
Or a bad thing.
That's the thing with EVs, especially those like this XC40 Recharge. It has over 400 horsepower. You don't realize how much power is actually here, and then you look down, you're like, oh, I'm doing 80 into 60. It's really easy to speed in EVs that have a lot of power.
So one thing that we are familiar with coming from Cleveland is cement roads, and it appears here in Chicago they also have cement roads, and those roads can be a bit uneven and can really kind of jostle a vehicle, and right away this vehicle is super smooth. We're noticing that it's handling the bumps really easily, and that's one thing I'm really impressed with. Pretty much anything I judge roads based off of is Cleveland, Ohio. So
any of the Midwestern states have terrible roads.
Yes.
So everyone knows that. This is, but no, the suspension does a really great job of soaking up all the bumps, whether they're small. We haven't hit any big ones yet, but.
Okay, there's a lot of power.
It's like, as soon as you put your foot on the throttle, it doesn't even have to be all the way down. It's just instant, and you're gone.
I think what amazes me is that this is a medium-sized crossover, like a small, mid-sized crossover.
For a family.
For a family, and the fact that it has that much power, that's so cool. And I think we're just in normal mode. Yeah. So before we switch, do you have any opinions so far?
Yeah, this is just on city streets for the XC40 Recharge, but it's really comfortable. I like that I can see over the hood because I'm a short driver, so it's good to be able to see all the angles. No, but I really like this. I think this would be a great EV for those who need extra room and have a family. There's plenty of power. You will not. There's no lack of power at all in this vehicle. It's definitely all there. So I'd be curious to see what it's like on, say, highway driving. But at least for city streets, it's really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, compared to other EVs, the one-pedal driving is very strong in the XC40 Recharge. But coming from somebody who has experience with multiple EVs and using one-pedal driving from across different manufacturers, it's definitely one of the better ones. My piece of advice is ease into it if you're not used to one-pedal driving, because it is very strong.
It's very strong. Yeah, like the last like 10 miles an hour, it's very, very strong. Like the last 10, but it's really smooth otherwise.
It's kind of crazy the fact that like it's so quiet in here and there's so much power and like you don't necessarily like realize how fast you're going. I think that's one thing that's like impressing me the most is just how like silent it is in here. Obviously Volvo is very well known for their safety, their build quality, and I'm honestly not surprised at all how quiet it is in here and how solid this vehicle feels. I would say if you are looking for an electric SUV, I would definitely put this on the list.
Definitely.
I'm already very impressed.
Especially whenever it comes to all the safety tech that Volvo includes with their, ProPilot systems. They're always been big proponents of safety, so it's really nice to actually see that.
So as I'm getting comfortable in my seating position, obviously there's a big height difference between Tyler and I. And right away, even with the sunroof, I have a lot of space in a very comfortable seating position. But what blew my mind first was this big rearview mirror. It's huge and it definitely provides a lot of visibility out the back. So that's a win right there. So first impressions, I'm already noticing that the steering wheel is a little lighter than what I'm typically used to. We keep our vehicles, at least I do when I drive, very stiff. And I know that the stiff setting is on, but it definitely, you can feel that there's a lot of assistance there, which is good. It definitely makes it easier to drive. But I think I'm just so used to a sportier steering wheel.
Like the hefty feel, yeah.
Yeah. In terms of visibility, there's a lot of glass here. The windshield is big. As I mentioned, the rear view mirror is huge too, so you can see behind you. But overall, looking forward, it's really easy to drive this vehicle. I'm already impressed with it.
It's not a lot of blind spots. Even for me as a really short driver, I don't really have a whole lot of blind spots. Even the big C-pillar in the back, it is pretty large, but you can still see relatively well.
And that's the best part of boxy SUVs, which I'm a massive fan of. Depending on how the cut, the glass is cut, it definitely offers a lot of visibility. Because of the battery pack, I can already tell you that there's not a lot of body roll here, which is really nice. Some SUVs, you definitely get that. But best thing with EVs, with the battery pack being down low, it definitely provides a nice low center of gravity. So I think you could definitely throw this through the turns, but you have to remember that it is an SUV still.
Not a sports car.
Don't want to get too crazy with it. One thing I do want to touch on is the steering wheel controls, like the gauges and like getting the windshield wipers, blinkers, all that stuff, is that it's really easy to access. And the touchscreen itself is actually tilted towards the driver, so it's easily within reach. And overall, you can just tell that Volvo put a lot of thought into this cabin, in this interior design.
Especially for the driver, and even for the passenger too. I love how the air vents feel. They have like a tactile click whenever you turn them on and off, and I really like that. But I have plenty of space as a passenger, and I know as a driver, you have some pretty good space there too.
Overall, I am very impressed with the XC40 Recharge. If you're looking for that premium SUV and you're cross-shopping vehicles like the Ford Mach-E, maybe the Tesla Model Y, I would definitely give this a look because you're going to get that quality that Volvo has always been known for. And they're all within that same price point depending on what you're looking for. So
yeah. I think it's about like 228 miles, I believe, the full range, which is actually pretty good for a premium all-electric SUV.
Well, anyways, everybody, that is going to be our review of the 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge. Overall, the XC40 Recharge is a fantastic electric luxury compact SUV. If you're in the market for one, we highly recommend checking it out because overall it is just a great value for the quality and for the technology that you get. If you like this video, make sure you like and share with your friends. And as always, please consider subscribing to the CleanTechnica YouTube channel and check us out on our many other social platforms. And we'll check you guys out in the next car review.